This is an episode about energy. Between boys. Okay, so I'm laying here on my bed looking out the window, watching people walk past and drive past. And the drivers, if they stop, might notice that I'm in this window, or a minute ago when I was sitting up. But walkers do know or notice sometimes, and was a boy that just passed a minute ago that saw that I was looking at him. Now, the way this works between boys, girls, is that when two boys see each other, they both ask the same question. Why is he looking at me? And who's going to control the staring contest? Now, this happens very quickly and very subtly. So, that boy that was walking over the bridge, he saw me looking at him, and I saw him see me, and so we both knew that we were looking at each other. Now, he was walking from right to left, and I had the advantage because I'm in this prepared position. It's sort of like warfare. The energy that is shot out of our eyes, or my eyes, and in general, when people stare at you, that's what it is. It's like it's energy fired at another person. It's thought energy. I'm thinking about you, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, I'm thinking about you. So when I see another boy and he sees me, we are both shooting thought energy at each other. Now, who's going to continue shooting and who's going to retreat? That's what it comes down to. The first time I noticed this, I was in Bruges, or Ghent? Bruges, Belgium, and I was sitting on the grass smoking weed, and I had sunglasses on. And about 200 yards away, or maybe 100, there was another boy sitting in a similar spot. And I looked at him, and he saw me looking at me. He saw me looking at him, even though I was in sunglasses, so even if he had fantastic vision, he really couldn't have seen that my eyes were not focused on him. But nonetheless, he sensed that I was looking at him, or he thought I was looking at him. And once that thought goes into your head, perhaps, you think, I'm being looked at. And so he knew that I was looking at him. And I didn't stop looking at him. I just kept right on staring because I was really high and didn't care and didn't feel threatened by him. So eventually he got up and left. It was like I was shooting a rifle at him, pow, 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 with my eyes as I was looking, and eventually he just moved. I hit him or he got scared, either way, and he moved. So that's what happens between boys in terms of staring contests. So, but it's tiring. Like, I'm sitting up here and I'm, watching people walk past, and if it's ever a girl, I look away or don't look away, but I don't engage in this staring warfare with girls. I do the opposite. I try to make them feel comfortable. So when this boy crossed, I wasn't prepared for a walker. I had been laying here, just enjoying looking at the drivers in their carriages, and I wasn't prepared for somebody to shoot at me with mental energy. So when the boy came across the bridge, he saw me and he hit me with his mental energy, and I, not being prepared, ducked a little bit. And I got mad at myself for doing that. I mean, I got back up, I think, and I stared him down as he crossed the bridge. But I had sort of lost. Oh, here comes 420. Smoke something if you've got it, and I do. But it's a little too difficult for me to grab it right this second. So this is what mental energy warfare is. So you see another person sees you. You're both strangers, and to stare at each other is very awkward, right? Well, why is it awkward? Because what you're really doing is you're negotiating who owns that sight space. So when I look at another boy looks at me, he doesn't want me looking at him, and I don't want him looking at me. So we have this sort of warfare over who's going to look at who and who's going to not look at who. And I want to win all of those. And I'm very good at it as long as I'm prepared. I'm a defensive warrior at heart. I like fighting from a prepared position and then attacking once the ambush has occurred. So the warfare, the energy warfare, it's quite cool. And girls, you can use this as very carefully though, because if you stare at a boy, the boy might think you are interested in him rather than trying to scare him away. So you have to do it very coyly if you want to try this. Because I know that boys stare at you all the time, and you don't like it. And you don't feel like you can do anything about it, because if you stare back and try to win this, the boy will just get more interested. Maybe. Depends on what kind of boy we're talking about. But unfortunately, physically, you're not as intimidating as a boy, because a boy is bigger. So when you're staring at a boy, if you're a girl, then he probably won't be scared of you physically, unless you give him reason to. For example, if you're pointing a rifle at him, he will get scared. If you're pointing a handgun, he will get scared. If you're pointing a knife, he will get scared. If you're on the phone seeming to talk to somebody important or powerful, he might get scared. So there are things you can do. And you can also, if you're being stared at by a boy you don't like, you can lure him in and then metaphorically kill him. So you stare back at him and you get him to get comfortable with you and approach. And then when he gets close, you snarl at him and he'll run away. Okay, well, that was a little bit of energy training, energy warfare training. So once again, and I wish somebody would come by and I could show you. And with a camera, it's sort of cheating, because a camera is like a machine gun. You point a camera at somebody and they don't want to be recorded if they're not wanting to be recorded. So I try not to use it, even though it's very effective. Because a machine gun is cheating. Sometimes, depending on... Okay, I'm not going to go into this. I can't talk about certain things. But anyway, so when you're staring, when you're trying to win the staring contest, remember, you're trying to control the line of sight. Okay? So where I'm looking right now, I'm looking at the top of those steps with the camera lens. Pretend that these are your eyes. You're looking at the top of the steps. Okay? Now, if somebody comes around the corner and stands at the top of the steps and looks here, looks at you, you have to decide whether or not you're going to continue to control that line of sight, or you're going to let them knock you off your perch, knock you off your line of sight. That's the battle. Now, I can win that when I want to win it. And yeah, that's the story. Thanks for listening.